Welcome, everybody, Indie Film Cafe. I'm your host, Paulie Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow, here in the studios. And we are joined by...
Jonathan Moody, your co-host.
And we're also joined by...
Gary Morgan.
And...
Jazz Morgan.
Jumping
Jazz
Joe.
Morgan.
And Jumpin' Joe. There we go.
I don't know. It's just I'm just calling Joe Turek.
You're the gas.
Yeah, I just have a new name every time. So that's the first thing that came to mind today. So who knows?
And we are here for Film Freaks, which are movies that we love. And we're finally going to do a movie that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I think I tried to bring it last time. We were going to do Film Freaks, but things fell through. So I brought it again. And we are doing Dead Alive.
Oh,
Yay!
One of my absolute favorite movies. Yeah. And we're doing it from the Blu-ray version. So there you go. Should be a lot of fun.
You want me to bring I should have brought the VHS version.
Well, we'd have to hook up the VHS.
I know,
right?
Oh, we do. It's over there.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd have to watch this. Well, it's not that small.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Anyways.
So it's a good one.
Yep, it's a good one. And so we will be back and we'll talk about this film.
Woo!
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, I kick ass for the Lord.
Kick ass for the Lord.
All right, here we go. So we are back. So,
Woo!
Dead Alive or Brain Dead, which is the version we actually watched.
We watched the word, even though didn't the cover say Dead Alive?
I think so. Yep,
Yeah.
It's Dead Alive.
That's weird. They decided inside the movie to call it Brain Dead.
And it's the cut that it's got the extra
I think in
scenes.
New Zealand it must be Brain Dead because it's listed on Internet Movie Database as both.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there was
Yeah.
another movie came out in the early '90s called Brain Dead with Bill Pullman. So maybe there was something
there
to
could
do with
be.
that, or maybe when the studio was this Vidmark or Live. I can't remember back in the day that made it.
You see, Lionsgate.
Lionsgate has it now.
Put it out, but
Yeah.
no, Peter
Back then-
Jackson's own company
Yeah.
made this.
I'm
and
thinking
put it
back
out.
then I think I had the screener on like VHS. I have a VHS copy of it.
It's pretty awesome. I loved it. Somebody turned this on me way back in the early '90s when this came out, and I just freaking loved it. And it's like I said, it's if you like Evil Dead 2, this is like that, except it's like hold my beer and let me show you how it's done. it's
way
steps
wackier.
above.
Yeah.
I'd put more like an Army of Darkness stuff.
Yeah, it's more
than
like, especially with the stop action stuff and everything.
Yeah.
It's more like that. But
It's probably the definitive horror comedy. I mean, there's not much you can do to top this. And every single scene is just loaded with gags and bits and pieces and jokes and
Literally pieces.
stuff.
I'm
It's just amazing.
you're gonna hate me, Paul, but I'd prefer Evil Dead 2 over this. You know, I don't know. I'd prefer the.
I like them both. But as far as entertainment per moment,
This
it's
one
hard
a little
to top
bit
this.
too much. I think that's my only problem. Is it's just like because we were talking about this like non-stop action at the end, and I'm sorry, but I need to be like I need to have. Like at least
You're
10
the
minutes.
ADHD person. I'm not.
Well, no, you would think that would be my thing. Would be that I would want more of that
Right.
stuff.
You were cheering though.
Yeah.
I was cheering. I was enjoying it. I'm not saying I wasn't enjoying it. I'm saying it would have been nice to have like a 10-minute breather.
No breather.
You know, yeah, and stuff. And then there was no.
There are
breather,
no
breather.
breathers. No, it's
So,
just,
like-
You can breathe when you're dead.
Right.
No,
Right.
Which almost
You
everybody
sleep
in
when
this
you're
film.
dead.
Technically, you
Was,
can't breathe when
right.
you're dead.
That's like
Right.
what's they say in some of those movies? You could I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Well,
Yeah,
right,
it's
but
the
like,
same
yeah,
thing.
but like that makes more sense than breathe when you're dead. Because when you're dead, unless you're dead alive, you're not
it's
breathing. You know?
it's pretty much nonstop, and when it takes off, it does not stop for a moment, other than the very end, But it's incredibly high in entertainment value, and I don't know, the early Peter Jackson films when he was before he became Hollywood, and I'm not knocking him because he still does good stuff, but there was nothing stopping him. These days, you really I don't know that you could make a movie like this
Oh, you couldn't.
anymore. You know, it's way too over the top and
Way too over the top, and it's got some
incorrect.
things. Yeah, some politically incorrect stuff.
Like beating up the baby, even though it was a dead evil zombie baby.
Well, I like the scene at the park with the baby. That
was
you
awesome.
know, that was hilarious.
That's my favorite part of the
I
film.
know we'll get to that, but I'm just saying, like that you can do today. I don't think, and be okay. Like people would be freaking out, going, "I don't like this movie."
It's a lot of physical humor and Three Stooges kinds of stuff, and I think that's where the connection is because Sam Raimi loved the Three Stooges,
and so did I think Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, yeah. So you can definitely see there's a lot of pratfall kind of humor, physical humor, and it's just a lot.
Who started first? Like, because what is it? Because Peter Jackson did one first.
He had
like
bad taste.
Bad
Bad
Taste.
Taste
Bad
was their
Taste,
first.
yeah.
His
Well,
first
this was
movie.
'92, so I mean, I
But
think,
like it was Sam Raimi. When did
well,
he did
Evil-
1980?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
Evil
early
Dead
80s,
was
so.
first.
So Evil Dead was first, and then so Peter Jackson was like, "Oh, if that dude in America can make it, I can make my own."
Right.
Absolutely, and he did, and then went above and beyond. You know,
Yeah,
so but
Army,
yeah,
Army of Darkness came out, I think, the same year as this. did.
Probably
It was
93.
92,
what an
93.
awesome year.
Oh, dear.
Right.
Now we can't even get anything close to like this now.
this would be a great double feature with Army of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Like both those movies together, you would be like, at the end of the 3 hours, you just be like,
Shop smart,
What?
shop S smart.
I was like saying, like, I bet, Bruce Campbell would have a fun time. in a
Oh,
movie
sure.
Like this,
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah,
He would have been great as that.
Paquita.
Or Ted Raimi would have been great as the main guy. Too.
Yeah. I almost expected Ted Raimi to be the mother when the mother was the zombie. You know, I mean, it was very similar. Like you were saying, Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very similar. But
Come to mama.
it's just, they so inventive, and I just love how they use every bit, like everything you can think of becomes zombified and attacks people. It's really fun. But it's also violent and horrible in a way too. It's
In many ways.
In
it's
a way, I was going to say, in a way, yeah,
it's
exactly.
but it's cartoon violence. So, after I don't know that anybody could seriously be too offended by this, but
Offended? No.
these days-
No,
Zombie remnants showing farts coming out of the backside of
Yeah,
tubes or something.
I think
whatever that
everybody-
was.
his
Intestines.
entrails.
Yeah, the entrails.
those entrails were so funny.
there's
farting
people
intestines.
guts fighting people and stuff. It was just silly.
And I love how when the water was coming out and the entrails didn't want to get wet, so it jumps up on the sink and then it sees itself in the mirror and it's like, ooh, I'm pretty. It's so funny. Goofy little moments like that. It's just, the movie's just chock full of that. It's hard to describe. If you've never seen Evil Dead and you've never seen this, it's very difficult to describe because no other movies really come close
And
to
like,
this.
so I have a question for you guys. So it was a lot of those were like zombies because if you get bitten, you turn into a zombie. But so the explanation of how it all began was rats raped a monkey or something, right? Or some kind of
At the beginning,
Yeah.
that monkey that they took at the beginning.
Yeah.
or something.
Well, that's what the guy said he had heard.
right. The legend goes.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and then that thing became the
And
monkey.
it didn't look alive.
That-
So
that-
it
that's-
already looked.
I don't know what the zoo
Probably-
exhibits are over there, but if that's what's in the zoo exhibits,
I would not want to.
It's a cursed monkey.
Probably tied in because they had to keep throwing in there, and it was used for magical rites.
Yeah.
So you figure it was some sort of
I
evil satanic.
I guess we'll
rat
explain
monkey.
from the beginning so that we can maybe come to like talk about that. But like the beginning of the movie starts out with these guys that are trying to just bring to the zoo
The
or bring to whatever.
Sumatran rat monkey.
Rat
Yeah.
monkey.
what it kind of reminded me of though, the opening sequence stuff, it had a little Raiders of the
Yeah.
Lost Ark type of thing.
No,
because it
that's
was like,
absolutely
it was like a group of people going for some trophy or
Yeah.
whatever, monkey in this case.
I was thinking second Raiders film.
Well, I'm thinking like
People
I'm thinking when they get chased off by in Raiders, and they get chased off and they're running for their lives and they're being chased.
And
Literally
the
by-
spears
by-
are
by
getting
the
thrown
Indians.
at
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
The
felt
Chuchapoya.
like Raiders-esque in that spot.
Yeah. It probably was inspired by Raiders. I guarantee you, he's a
Some sort of homage
you
to
know
it or
a
something.
lot of people are
This-
Indiana Jones fans.
This rat monkey belongs in a museum.
Yeah,
There you go. See?
there you go. They should have had a line like that.
This
you
is
know?
the rat
Yeah,
monkey
did
of the
we-
Chuchapoya.
Did we look at the extras? Is there commentary on
It
this?
was nothing.
No.
Like I think it was like a trailer or something.
Oh,
but
okay.
like,
Damn.
yeah, I wish there was I don't think there would be commentary on that one because that's something that would be everywhere. You know,
Oh yeah,
like they would,
yeah. I would love to hear the commentary. About
Where
this.
could they? I mean, in the second half of the film, they wouldn't even be able to. I mean, they'd be talking about something, and then there's so much going on in commentary.
Well,
it's hard to even follow.
He'd probably be talking about how they did this gag and how they did that gag and who was responsible
Yeah.
and all that kind
that
of
would be
fun
great.
stuff.
That would have been
How many liters of blood were used
Yeah.
in this? And
God.
just
Do you know-
all of that
Do
stuff.
you know the budget on this film?
I forget. No.
I mean, it was a small. It seemed like a small film, but yet.
Yeah, like I
not
said,
small.
that was his company that did that.
So
And
this was a German release or
Yeah.
something? Because it said Deutsch on the for the
because
the,
I don't think there is an
language.
English release for Blu-ray yet. But I might be
Oh.
wrong, so I don't know.
well, so yeah, so they're running through the like I don't know the I don't,
Whatever that is.
mountains,
Cavern,
mountains,
yeah.
caverns, yeah. And, which you were like, that's a damn cool location.
It was a cool location.
Uh,
But you have this in New Zealand.
Yeah.
You have pretty much any cool location you want.
right.
From water to whatever that was.
And it was
Canyon,
funny
yeah.
because they brought up like permits, and I was like, you know, I
Permits.
wonder if they needed a permit for that place.
Well, didn't they even call it something King Kong-ish?
No, yeah,
Skull
Skull
Island.
Island.
So I mean, that's just Jackson's
Yeah.
love of King Kong there.
Right.
Which
Probably.
he later worked on King Kong. So
Right.
this is in the King Kong universe.
There you go.
So, this
you know?
is, so you're telling me that zombie monkey is in King Kong? They're in the same canon?
It must, well, at least in the Peter Jackson universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the Peter Jackson Kong.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I
King
want
Kong.
to live in.
Me too. I want to
You're
live
a
in the
strange
Shire.
cat.
Yeah.
Do you want to meet the Feebles? Is that it?
Yes, because that's the next one we're going
I
to do.
forgot
I
that
know.
he did that.
Well, I thought you already did that. You did that with Lenore, didn't you?
I did. I
Yeah.
traumatized Lenore.
Yeah, you traumatized Lenore
It's
with
good.
that one.
It's
But
good.
you know, I wouldn't mind us doing it again.
Yeah, we haven't
'cause
done
I
it
think
for
we
Film
did
Freaks.
it for What the Fuck Friday.
Right.
It could be a good Film Freaks.
Absolutely.
You know, why not?
This definitely fits into
I
that category, too.
definitely want to show it to somebody who's never seen it, though.
Yeah.
That's the key because
That's the key. You've
that's
seen
the,
Meet
that's the
Feebles, right?
enjoyment. I mean, you guys have
I don't
seen
remember
these.
that.
He's never seen it though, but we can get somebody else too.
Oh,
I'd like to get a girl.
I don't remember
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
we
Now,
have such sights to show.
Oh my
you.
goodness, Mr. Turek, you have no idea what you're signing yourself up to.
No, that if you think this is pretty whatever, but like Meet the Feebles is like
Hold
Jim-
my beer.
it's like Jim
Yeah.
Henson on crack. When you
Oh.
like, yeah, it has like basically a really disgusting Miss Piggy.
So yeah,
you
just
know?
think of the Muppets behind the scenes, and they're all completely debauched, drug addict.
And
it's
so the
it's
Muppets thrown through
nightmare.
Dead Alive.
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
world where no actual
In a
humans
world.
exist. They're all
in a
Muppets,
world.
In a world.
and a lot of them are normal sized. So they're like, playing golf, or they're doing
Yeah.
crazy shit, selling drugs to each other,
Getting AIDS.
doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Kind of like how this zombie baby sort of every once in a while looked like you could tell was a short person
Short,
in a costume.
But super inventive,
Yeah,
and that is
absolutely.
the reason why he got hired to do the Lord of the Rings movies, because the studios looked at this guy and said, "Holy
There's
shit!
nothing he can't pull
Talk
off.
about
Yeah.
world building!" And he was able to
Yeah.
do it all in his studios. Plus, he was on location.
I want to live in the
Well,
Shire.
about 3 years after this, he did The Frighteners.
The
Frighteners.
And I
yeah.
could see some of it might have been the same location, some of it, because some of the seaside landscape things, I was like, this looks Frighteners, like The Frighteners and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Now, obviously, a whole different tone of a film, but Frighteners had its comedic side to it too.
Sure.
But I think that it was. I don't know if Lord of the Rings was greenlit before he did Frighteners or after.
I'm
but
sure it was after.
But I mean, Frighteners was Hollywood, so I mean, it was a Universal film, so I'm sure he had final say in a lot of it because that's what he gets with a lot of his films.
Right, but when they look at that and they say, "Oh my God, this guy can do this with his people, we can do anything."
Yeah.
Because to do that kind of thing in Hollywood, first of all, they wouldn't do it. But if they did, the expense would be just over the top. There would just be no way that they could recoup that.
That would be $200 million,
Yeah.
as opposed to probably $200,000.
Right.
You
And
know?
let's point out all practical effects, all of them, including giant baggy boob, baggy butt mama zombie at the end.
I think they even had models with
They
the
had
train.
models, right?
Yeah.
No cheap, shitty CGI. It was fabulous.
Yep.
Well, because did CGI
Didn't
really
exist yet.
exist?
No.
They
Yeah.
did, but
Sort of.
for him to buy, it just wouldn't have been
It
cost
did,
effective.
but Jurassic Park changed all that like it's a couple years after this. So I mean, it was there, but it wasn't too.
I
Right.
think this wasn't this 93? I want to say
92.
I think it's a 92.
Is what comes up.
so.
Yeah.
Like in 93 is the next year. So next year, Steve Spielberg is like, well, I'm gonna have these big giant, things like that. But like they're still sort of practical because those were like.
but
If
the
Steven
reality is-
Spielberg had had a zombie baby, I would have had a lot more respect for him.
But the reality is this
He had
type of
Jaws,
movie, all
you
that
know,
stuff, all
I
that gooey
respect
stuff
him.
going on and stuff like that. I wouldn't want that to be CGI. I mean, because
Right.
it just
Yeah.
doesn't.
That
it
ruins it.
I don't want it to look clean and glossy. I want it to be in the
Disgusting.
Yeah.
muck. What this was.
I don't want
mean,
it to look like
well,
fungicide.
Yeah,
Well-
where lawnmowers were cutting pieces, and it was like sludge everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
Blood.
everywhere.
Well, also I did like the tone of the look of the film, where it had like it kind of looked, I don't know, like whited out a little bit. Like the colors and stuff weren't like, it wasn't dark, but it wasn't like like clean.
And it all felt like that was a set that was built for the purpose of the
mansion.
film and then get destroyed because
Yeah.
you built it so you can completely destroy it.
I
That's
thought
what it feels
a
like.
couple of the properties there at the end, especially at the end.
Right. So, yeah, they looked like they had a blast making this film.
For sure.
My goodness. And then they must have had people, I mean, his people who do the props, who do the stunts, who do all the gags, who do all the everything from building the sets and designing them. Everything was great. It was all set in 1957 in New Zealand. It certainly looked the part.
It did.
The music was
'Cause
perfect.
All the cars.
Yeah, well,
And
we were
it's
we
not
were
just
sitting
one
there,
or two.
we were sitting
there's-
there trying to gauge the time period at the beginning, and it was like, and then when they saw the tombstone, it sort of that gave it sort of.
Yeah, you liked the truck, didn't you?
Oh, that truck was beautiful. But I mean, even all the cars, and it's not cheap to go out and go to a prop house and rent all these cars. Now, I don't know New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand might be like Cuba. Or something.
Right. Is it like Cuba where there are a ton of them around in 92? But it wasn't a sloppily cheap made film.
Nope.
As gory and over the top as it was, there was a lot of detail put into this, and that's Peter Jackson.
And the stop motion stuff, that crap me.
Oh, yeah, it was
cracks me
fun.
up.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, so
Cracked me up.
we were trying to gauge the time period, and you were like, I think you said 60s originally.
Yeah, originally I
Yeah.
thought it was early 60s.
But then it said 1959, so it was close.
57.
57, and then so it was getting close to 60s, and then we saw the what I call the people from Greece, the Greasers.
The Greasers.
You know
The
that
people from Greece.
the movie Grease.
Oh,
Nothing
I'm like,
country.
no, they're
You
Italian,
mean
man.
You mean the late 20-year-old high
But-
schoolers?
Right, played by
Remember-
40-year-olds.
Remember when we were in our archaeology
Oh, please.
days, and we would get Joe and we would get some other folks, we'd watch some of these movies, and we'd be in the field, and this is the kind of shit that we'd talk about, and we'd
Yeah.
throw out the dialogue
As we dig
all
up
the
skulls.
time. Yeah. It was
You would
great.
say like I kick ass for the
Your
Lord.
mother ate my dog!
Oh, yeah.
That was so wrong.
See
that-
what that goes back.
That is something for me. I'm just like, that dog did nothing wrong.
I-
It wasn't an evil dog.
Innocent.
No, it was delicious, apparently.
Well, yeah, 'cause-
And
Not
he's
all
like
of them.
pulling it out.
yeah, he shredded it was a German Shepherd. It looked like.
Yeah.
They shredded that thing on the bed, and then it was like the tail was still sticking out of.
Oh.
And she
Not
pulled it
all
out
of it.
and,
Not
I know, it's so funny.
yeah, but
But
this fits. This would fit into that.
Yeah.
it was crazy. And then but I thought about that with you because I was like thinking of the dog and the sticking his head in the oven and wonton ton and stuff, and how you hated that. Like,
But at least in that one, the dog made a choice. This dog was going in there, and it's just.
so you're saying this is worse than the dog trying to commit suicide and wonton ton?
No, it's just different, and I mean, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
get it. I get it.
I could. This is the type of movie you could like. If you wanted to be analytical on, you could probably pick apart little things like Paquita, for instance. Which I loved her.
She was
But
cute.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody would have done something like that to one of my dogs, game over. I wouldn't be smiling back, and I wouldn't be back. I'd be out. I'm out.
Well, remember, she thinks this guy is the love of her life.
Right.
And
I don't care. You mess with my dog. It's it.
Because the Ordo Templi Orientis cards told her so.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Aleister
And
Crowley.
it wasn't like he did anything. He didn't do anything.
He didn't. It
No,
wasn't his
he
fault.
was just along for the
Yeah.
ride.
His
and a
mother
bit of,
did it, but
I
his
would have
mother...
kowtowed by his
completely
mom.
distraught, and I would have just been like, "That's it. I'm out. I'm
No.
done."
Oh well, yeah, I'm lazy, so yeah, I don't want anything to do with anything like that. But this was one of those movies that we would just talk and quote all the time. Road to Wellville was another one where we'd be,
Oh, yes.
you know, my stool, sir, is perfect and has no more odor than a hot biscuit. And we would just talk lines from those movies all the time.
Joe Lynn, that movie, right?
Yeah.
I think it was her.
Yeah.
That was oof. I
That's
think
a
that was her
great movie.
first
Yeah.
one too. You
I
didn't
know.
break her in with freaking Road to Wellville.
Oh, it's such a great film.
It's a great
It is
film.
such it's a weird film.
It is weird, but
Paul likes
so is Kellogg.
So Paul has so many What the F Fridays,
Yeah.
like in his
Oh, yeah.
toolbox, that he shows us What the F Fridays for even film freaks.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Like,
Well, see,
so it's like this, and
It's a
Happy-
great film, but it's still what the fuck.
Road to Wellville,
Yeah.
Happiness.
Oh, happiness.
I
love
think you
that.
did
And,
Gummo for
Yep.
for
we
What the
did
Fuck.
that.
Yep.
I think that was for What the
What was
Fuck.
the other one?
Road to Wellville.
Happiness.
I've only seen
Welcome
part
to
of
the
it. I've
Dollhouse.
never
Welcome
seen
to the
all of it.
Dollhouse.
But Universal put that out as a major theatrical release because I worked in the theater when that came
There's
out.
a 4K for Gummo now. I can't
Is there?
believe it.
Oh, my
Yes.
Still
gosh.
locked. So Road to Wellville, that was a major Hollywood release.
It was.
So it's like,
Saw it in the theaters, man.
Yeah.
oh, did you?
Yes, I
remember,
did.
I
It
remember
was
putting
great.
It was a big cast.
I put it together because back when we had to put the prints together, I remember putting that one
Yeah.
together and stuff like that. So.
Back when Bridget Fonda was freaking
But
gorgeous,
that
right?
could have been What the F Friday.
Sure.
Too.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
one of those. So, like, he likes, he's got so many of them, he can't, whatever. Like, this for me would have been a What the F Friday.
And that's the thing. I like off-kilter films.
Paul,
like
your
this.
life is What the Fuck Friday.
Yes, yes.
You are What the
Relatable.
Fuck
And,
Friday.
and now that's just bled over in here into Film Freaks.
Yeah.
So it's
for this one.
difficult for me to just watch like a regular old boring Hollywood film because why, when you've got crazy shit like this where it's inventive and creative and they're just, instead of being confined by the story, they're exploring everything.
Well, the
You know?
first half it didn't it was kind of there was craziness, but it was kind of an even keel. It wasn't over the top. It was over top at points, but it wasn't too. But the last half hour, especially 45 minutes, it's just batshit crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
It is.
And I haven't seen something that just
that
non-stop.
much. Yeah, non-stop.
I haven't seen that in a while. And I mean, I'm trying to think back to something that just. I mean,
But I think that's the thing.
Natural Born Killers or something like that. Or
Yeah.
I think the 90s were a different time.
Oh, yeah.
I think they really wanted non-stop stuff. I think nowadays, because like people like me, who is like, I love it. I have ADHD, but I need something to like chill out for a second because otherwise my anxiety goes up through the roof.
The 80s and the 90s were the slasher era.
Right.
So you couldn't just put out a gory film or people are going to be like,
Been
I've
there,
seen
done
it.
seen it before.
Right.
So it almost was forced to be over the top. It had to be noticed, or otherwise you've got Freddy and Jason and what was the guy from
Michael.
The Shocker and Michael
Shocker,
Myers.
The
and-
People Under the Stairs.
Oh, People Under the Stairs.
That was about the same time, 91.
I know,
Yeah.
I know you love that film.
No.
What?
Ugh.
What was that?
People Under the Stairs.
Well, I'm friends with a couple of the guys from there. Well, not friends, but I know of them.
Was that the one with the little critters that live in the walls?
No, they're people
Or
that
that-
live in the walls, though.
Yeah.
What is?
They
There
were
was
under the
one
stairs.
when I was really young that was probably on like the 11:30 movie night, after the local news, and it scared the crap out of me for years because it just had that constant whispering of these little creatures that lived in the walls, and I used to know the name, and I can't remember what it was called.
Gary's Life.
Oh,
Here's like
it'll come to me before the end of the show.
a pleasant night of dreams. Or?
Yeah, right. That would frighten me.
No.
But yeah, it was a fun movie of that era, and it is probably the pinnacle of that. I remember watching the Siskel and Ebert watched
Oh,
this
wow.
review that, and they were pretty speechless. They didn't really know what to say, but they
I'm
weren't.
curious. You know how we watch some of those.
They
old
weren't particularly
Cisco Reapers.
fond of it. They
Right.
said it was far,
Well, they
far,
could-
far too much
It was too far
for
too
them.
They're in with Hollywood probably negated them from being too appreciative of that. I would think.
Right.
Well, I mean,
But I mean, they went out.
no,
on
they
a limb.
for a long time they hated horror. They hated Friday the 13th. They
Yeah.
did a whole thing where they actually said if you like Siskel wrote in his review, like I think it was Siskel, it could have been either, but one of them wrote that if you want to, if you want to voice your distrust, voice it to Betsy Palmer at this address.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well,
that's messed up.
they
Because
were-
it wasn't her fault.
They
were
needed
so-
a new car at the time.
Well, they were so haughty. All they cared about was, cinema and film. They want everything to be this art film, and they didn't know how to.
They
The
didn't
thing
like
is,
Benji
do what
the
to
Hunted. How can you
Yeah.
not like
the thing
Benji
is,
the Hunted?
there's entertainment, and it's like
Zombie
I
Benji.
could-
There's nobody who's done that.
Oh, God.
I
Right?
don't know if you could do that because I don't know if Benji's trademarked or not.
I think the Camp family owns that. Probably.
I think if you use the word Benji,
Somewhere
like,
along the line, that's got to go into public domain.
There you go.
I want to make a
It's just like I saw
evil
Bambi the
zombie
Resurrected.
and they
Benji.
should
Bambi
make
the
a zombie
Resurrected.
Popeye. Like nobody's done that yet.
Somebody's already doing
Someone's
it.
doing a Popeye, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
but
doing
I-
Popeyes all the time.
I've
but
seen
I
a few
don't know
different
if zombie
Popeyes, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But
Amityville Popeye. I'm sure that somebody's doing
I
that
know
right
somebody's
now.
doing. They did Popeye the Slayer, man.
Oh dear.
But I don't see. Looking back at this movie as opposed to like new movies, this was an original film, completely original, and something that people could do today. Like the
They just got to think about it.
The effects that they had are not that hard. Just get somebody who's good at just fake intestines, fake entrails, cut people up. Chris Seaver must have been a big.
Oh, he must have loved this.
Yeah,
to
it must have
bits.
been
Sure.
a big. Because that's his style.
Right, right.
Of stuff.
Was
or
it
whatever.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark? Maybe that's what it was called.
And that name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
but
I'll have to look it up. But it was.
you're really on that one.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts that I can't remember
I
the
hate
name
when
of
that
it.
happens.
And they even did a remake of it, which I didn't watch.
Well,
but I
that
figured
would be
it would
Don't
be
Be Afraid
terrible.
of the Dark, which is
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro did it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
He didn't.
or he produced it.
I don't know if he directed it or
Yeah.
just produced it, but yeah, that was. I've heard it was okay. It starred
Yeah.
Katie Holmes,
Oh.
I believe.
Well,
That's nice.
Yeah.
Plus one.
Yeah, I would watch it
Yeah.
for her.
Sure.
Well, I think when we're talking about how a lot of movies will be made today, a lot of the younger generation today. I'm sounding old.
We are
but,
old.
Well,
Yeah.
there's truth
I
to
hate
that.
to tell
I
you.
agree.
I'm
but,
a little younger.
But a lot of the young generation that is just starting to get into their 20s and 30s to make film, they would probably cop out and do CGI for this.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
that's just to
And
me.
nowadays
that's
it
just,
would probably be cheaper to do the CGI.
oh, absolutely.
And that's why I would love to show a movie like this to like a young Gen Z or 18,
Yeah.
19, 20 years old who has no concept of a movie like this because they've never heard of it. It's not going to be
I
shown
don't
on
know.
TV.
Mother was pretty bloody.
Do you think Ramaku would have heard of it?
I'm sure Ramaka would have heard of it. Whether she watched it or not is it's hard to tell. But yeah, I know. Believe me, that I have a stack of movies I want to show Ramaku. It'd be so much fun.
She had such a fun time the last time that she was here. The day that you were here for a little bit, and then you had to head out. But like she came and she just we watched a really good movie. Can't say what it is because it's gonna be on Indie Film Cafe later. But it was so good. It was a good ghost story. Thank you, Paul, for picking it because it just blew us all away. However, this movie, it's that stuff, yeah. It just blew us away, and she did she had such a fun time. And,
Yeah.
So she wants to come, and she also wants to decorate this place. That's her.
Well, the thing that I think that she would like, and that what I liked when I initially saw it, is when you see a movie like this, it shows you that anything is possible. All you got to do is think up of some kind of way to physically make it happen, and you can do it. The whole world is out there. So if you can imagine it, if you can think it, you can make it happen. which I like.
You know, there was some really like basic shots that look cool. You know, like things like just close-ups of people, but I guess they were done in a different frame or something, or different lens. You know, it looked like either like
There was some great camera work that was done on
like
this.
you know, Fear
Great
and Loathing
editing.
in Las Vegas, where like the camera work's kind of weird, where everything's close up and people are like, "Arr," you know, right, and everything. That was what it looked like there, and I thought, wow, how cool is that? That's just a simple thing, but somebody had to go. You know what? If we put this lens cap or this specific lens on here, we're gonna have this close up look like what I mean. Like I bet that was Peter Jackson.
And then the one technique, which I guess is now happens a lot, but where they pull the focus at the same moment that the guy makes his realization, then it like,
Oh yeah.
that's a staple now, but back then there weren't too many people who did that, and that happened several times.
Wasn't
in
that
this
the
film.
Jaws like thing?
Yeah.
Where it was like one way. I mean, John Johnson's done that on different things or whatever, and he we tried to do it for The Invited, and it did not look, and it was because it was darker. It was, if it would have been light out, it would have looked great or whatever. But we're in the house in the dark, so it looked. You can sort of tell, but it was just like it wasn't.
Yeah, you got to have good lighting for that because
Yeah.
you're changing the focal length the entire way, and the front part needs less light, but the further you go out, the more light you need.
I gotta throw something like that in one of my movies because I think it's a cool effect.
And he did a lot. He did a lot of shots in this one where it was like shots up at the houses from like down low, but it was like wide up, and all that was really good. And then there's the road landscape stuff like that because New Zealand just looks to be so beautiful of areas that. And then they did this one shot where it was like when two of them was coming up. I think it was at the. They were outside near water or something, but the shot it came up and then it just sort of moved
Like
in
terracing.
and then it went like that. And it was really tight. It was just really well done. I mean, that's just imagination.
And the great foreshadowing when he's cutting the lawn,
the lawnmower.
and then you see the lawn and you see the blades slowly.
Yeah,
It's
like right through.
Guess
like
what's
you,
coming?
Well, you
And that's pretty cool
know.
because it's
You
like,
didn't know,
No,
right?
you didn't
the
know,
blade takes
But
up
it sets you up.
the moving blade takes up the whole camera the shot at one time. That's good.
There's a great line in like movies where they say if you show a gun in Act 1, it better go off in Act 3.
Right.
If you show a lawnmower,
That's the gun in this
blade,
film.
you gotta have it go off.
Because
and,
otherwise, why show it?
Show it.
Right.
Right. It's pointless.
yeah. Well, no, but I would have. If they never showed the blade doing that stuff and that was never part of the movie, I still would have been okay because that shot in itself was cool. Super cool.
It was.
Like, it just looked like he was just going over the camera and everything, and everything. I don't know how he did it because... I'm
trying to imagine how that was actually shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because, like, it's got to be tough to do that without actually hurting the camera.
They probably had plexiglass or something over top of
Yeah,
it.
they
but
Shot it under glass.
the scene where she makes the realization that this is the guy, and then the old crone comes over and says, "You like that, boy?" And then it immediately cuts to her opening up the silk thing to the cards.
Yeah.
That was so well done. It was perfect, and you didn't have to worry about any kind of dialogue for that transition. It just visually did everything you needed it to do. It was great.
It was fantastic.
And I liked sometimes they had like the radio playing or the TV, and it was basically doing play-by-play commentary of what was going on in real life.
Right.
It almost sounded like the commentary
Yeah.
tracks of the movie.
It was really
It
cool.
was funny.
It was weird, and he was like, because she was like, "Do you want me to go?" And it was like, "Yes, go, please, you lad, get out of here." Which was talking about something
it
else.
was two really enjoyable characters. You couldn't help but pull for these guys. You wanted them to succeed despite all the crap they have to go through. Paquita was adorable, and dude was just such a lovable doofus. You couldn't help but
He
pull
reminded me
for
a bit
him.
of like Matt McCoy from like the
Matt McCoy.
police academies and
That's who I was
Yeah,
thinking. He
and-
looked
Yeah,
like.
that's a
Cradles
good
like that.
comparison.
You look like Matt McCoy. I was like, man, that guy looks like somebody. I could not think of it, so thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
glad
then
you remembered your
the
movie.
the villains, the mom, and then Les, Uncle Lester.
The mom was a Moody.
Yeah, that's right.
Elizabeth Moody or
Oh,
something.
excuse me, Mum.
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 The mum.
she was, you know, I was like, oh, there's a Moody in this. Maybe we're related. And then I thought it might be, you know, Lakita or somebody like that, or the other girl. Nope, it's Mum. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with that. She was a wonderful actress.
Biggest
I loved
monster
her.
of all.
I know. She was so horrible that in like the beginning of the movie where she's just being mean to him, then she follows him to the zoo, and of course that's where she gets attacked by the monkey. Meaning, like, if she had never, you
It's her own
know,
fault.
if she had never gone there,
Right. None
all
of
of
it
this
would've
never would
happened.
have
Yep.
happened, and everything.
So
She
And-
just couldn't let it go.
It was all Mum's fault.
Control
It was.
freak.
Oh yeah.
well, it was all her fault. She
It's not about New Zealand
Because she
having
was
that monster
threatened
on
by
an exhibit.
Paquita
Yeah.
taking her son away.
Yep.
yeah, it was. Well, I mean, she was just jealous of.
She was just a hideous,
just-
horrible old woman. I'm glad she's dead.
But she wanted the.
Dead alive.
Dead alive.
She wanted the WJW.
WLWL.
There you go.
I love that line.
You loved it when they were eating the custard.
Yes, the
Yeah.
custard was so
Shot
gross.
That blood got shot over into his custard.
They had a lot of fun with that.
And then the ear, and she's like,
Oh, she started eating.
Nice and creamy, just how I like
Spits
it.
the earring out.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously a nice little Pink Floyd reference in there
So
too.
gross.
I want my pudding.
I know.
How
What?
can you have
No
a
pudding.
if you don't eat your meat?
It's so funny.
it was like no pudding. It was like custard, and it did not look like custard. It was pretty.
No,
cool.
it looked like chowder.
Or what did we say? Like also like something else, like not guts, but like something else disgusting.
I don't think we can say that.
Man chowder.
Man chowder.
Man chowder, maybe. I don't know. It was so gross.
Heated man chowder.
It's so disgusting.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to remember
there's
if this.
a lot of gross stuff in
Did
there.
this get any play in the theaters? I'm just trying to. I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's.
Later, it was New Zealand and Australia and all that first, but then it came later on.
Yeah, I don't remember it ever playing in the theaters that I worked in, so it's.
Norva should put it out as like a midnight movie or something.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I think
sure I
it would be like a
saw
cult-
it,
a
and
cult
I'm almost.
showing.
I know I saw it in Newark.
Oh, you've seen
Oh,
it.
sure.
State
You've seen
theater.
it on a big
Yeah.
screen.
State Theater used
Oh,
to
down
play
in Middletown?
this kind of stuff all the time.
The
Yeah.
State Theater?
So
Middletown?
where was the first time you watched it though?
I don't remember. I think I saw it probably Christiana or one of the regular.
I definitely never saw it in
Ones.
the theater.
You never saw it? You saw it on like video or something?
Yeah, probably video.
I think I rented it from Movie Scene because I remember the cover of it and everything. And the movie scene that we have in Williamsburg, there was like 3 of them. And one of them was by Kmart, where Kmart used to be and everything. And they would go, 'cause Kmart doesn't even exist anymore. It's weird here. But they had a guy there, Ed, who loved getting like cult movies, or whatever. And he knew all the movies. Like, I remember asking him, because he said he was going to retire from doing this stuff,
Yeah.
And I said, aren't you going to miss it? He was like, I am not going to miss people coming up to me at the grocery store and saying, got any good movies? Like, know any good movies? Like, bothering him about his, I just want to get my apples. Like, leave me alone, And so, but
People hit me up too about working in the video store in the theater, and it was just like, hey, and now it's like so far removed from that doesn't happen. Now
Yeah.
it's basically my wife's a teacher, so
Right.
they're always a little kid. She's like, be on behavior.
But
There's
that
kids.
was one of the great things. Even though I wasn't a big fan of some of the big blockbusters or some of the big chains, you would have a guy or somebody working there who would know about this or these kinds of films, and they would put it out there. They might even have
recommend it on
recommend it or
their
have a cult
recommended
section.
It was on the Joe shelf or the whatever.
Paul's shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
I would be scared
Yeah.
of
The
Paul's
Paul-
shelf.
The
Paul shelf.
The whole
Yeah.
movie store would be my shelf.
The Paul shelf would have to be like the top row because the kids can't see your stuff.
Starting with necrophilia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then make
Yours
my
has to be
puppets come.
yeah, got that too.
out of kids' reach, huh?
Haven't shown that to him yet, but it's coming.
Oh, it's
No.
coming.
Well,
Literally.
I saw this the first time. It was like I was
That's
saying earlier.
puppets.
It was a screener, VHS screener. So it was just I never.
Feebles.
Meet the
It's easier.
Feebles.
Meet the Feebles is easier?
Yeah.
Okay.
For puppets.
Oh, like, I don't know why you like to torture me. with this
Lament already.
Because
Lament
as a
in
filmmaker,
advance.
you need to broaden your horizons
Do.
and
stuff.
see
Oh,
all
stop
stuff
it.
out
You
there.
sound like Kate.
Damn straight.
It's true.
Okay,
Though.
now you gonna start watching Hollywood Fair? broaden your horizon.
Oh,
Watch a Marvel
film. Yeah, Paul.
I've seen enough trash in my life.
I've seen enough trash in my life.
You haven't seen enough of this, though.
I'm gonna make you all watch The English Patient until your ears bleed.
I love the
You're
English
that's
Patient.
just mean. You know, I would say
3
if you
hours plus.
really wanted to torture me,
Yeah.
like if I ever go to hell, they're gonna make me watch Howard's End for the rest
I
of
know.
my eternity.
Oh my God.
I thought you were
That's
going to
cruel
say
and
Actium
unusual.
Maximus.
What?
That's cruel and
You
unusual.
know? See, he's like, I told him that one day. He's like, you don't like Merchant and Ivory? They're great. And I'm like, God, they're boring.
They would come out at the theaters, and it would be like every 3 or 4 months it would come out, and then it would be like, and it's the same audience that would come see him. And
Yeah.
it was like always
Lonely people.
And it'd be
Sad, lonely
It'd be
people.
2 weeks, and
Us.
and I couldn't. I put it in. I tried, and when we had to run it to run the film for like to make sure the print was in
Right.
order and everything. It was like we would have to twist arms to see
Oh,
we
yeah.
watch the films because some of them we were like, no.
The English Patient I can watch because it's actually
can
shot
watch. It
well.
is.
Yeah, that's different.
And Out of
That's-
Africa.
That's
Yeah,
shot
I
well.
can
That's
watch.
like directed well. I mean, it
It was the first title I could think of. I know there's
Well,
a bunch
'cause
out
wasn't
there where I'm
there
like, I can't watch
and
this.
that Seinfeld thing wasn't there like a bit with
All
the
the English
like
patient.
yeah, because the
Yeah.
recommended stuff and what
No,
Well-
no, there was another episode because Jerry was making out with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
because-
making out
'cause
during
Jerry's
Schindler's
parents-
List.
Oh, that's right.
Schindler's List. Yeah, because Jerry and Jerry's parents were at this house.
You made out during Schindler's List?
Yeah, because it was Newman who saw him and he was seething in the theater. He was like,
Why can't I make out during the Holocaust?
Again, not something you could pull off these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
no, they would
Nothing.
be like that's a too over the line.
Maybe there'll be a point that will be more open to seeing and stuff like that being
Oh,
okay.
it will.
again in the
Because this
theaters.
kind of stuff can only go so long before it snaps like a rubber band and we go into complete debauchery.
Well, I mean,
I
from
feel
what
like
I
we're going
understand-
that way.
Oh, we are.
I feel like
So-
we're going back
From
to
what I
that.
understand, Dave Chappelle's kind of resurrected his career, and
Yeah.
he was
Well,
canceled for a long time.
That's where it all begins. Once you start shutting up the comedians, then everything else declines. Once the comedians stand up again, you know, and be like
Literally.
Ralphie May and be like, look, if you're offended by comedians, you're in the wrong society.
Yeah.
Right.
Was that
That's
pun
their
intended?
job.
Yeah.
What- no.
That's their job.
It's their job.
Okay, it's different between punching down on one community.
Right.
You just got to punch at everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
punch at
Well, that's what
Everyone,
South
right.
Park does.
Right.
Like South
That's what
Park
South Park
doesn't
is
just
so
make
good.
fun
Oh,
of
no.
one
Everyone's
thing.
a victim. Everyone will be a
everybody,
victim.
Yep.
You know, he
Sammy
don't care.
Slethers.
Yeah. But and that's the way you do humor. You don't attack one specific
Yeah.
group because then you're just a hate group, or whatever.
And that's what's so good about this. They just everyone was a target.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
there was no
Much like this.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
Everybody else.
Everyone.
There's a baby. Who cares? There's a
blender.
Who cares?
Who
there's a,
cares?
if their
There's
baby,
a baby
we're gonna
in a
kick.
blender.
She kicked it across the room and the door ricocheted back to her.
And then it like jumps up and holds on, but the thing only lasts for so long.
Oh yeah.
So it starts
And
shaving his butt.
This is one of those movies where I wish we could teleport back in time to like the 1930s and sit Mo, Larry, and Curly down, and they would love this movie. They would just be like, "Oh, what a great film!"
Showing a movie in color to people and like
Right.
like that kind of thing.
Mother of God, what are they doing?
Like this would like torture them. They'd be like,
Yeah.
I think they would totally enjoy it.
I don't know.
yeah, it's funny because and there was back in the 30s and everything. There was like codes and stuff. Like you couldn't do a lot of this stuff. You couldn't even sleep in the same. You couldn't even show people sleeping in
Yeah,
the
because
same
they
bed.
had separate beds. They,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't even show belly buttons on one.
Yeah, and wasn't there? It didn't. They wouldn't even show like a bathroom toilet until like almost the 60s
Yeah.
or something like that. It was,
Yeah,
You know,
they
I
had
think
codes.
All in the Family was the first where you could even hear the flush.
Right.
yeah.
See, that would be a fun Back to the Future type thing where they go back to the past and they watch. They make people watch these like old, but new, old to us, but new to them movies.
I'll go
that
back
they'll
and
be
watch
like-
The Thin Man. I love The Thin Man.
Well, no, I'm saying, but we show them
Oh, yeah.
the movies from the
Oh,
future that they go,
God. No,
and that
we'll-
just changes their whole world.
We'll break
and
the simulation. We can't do that.
if you think about the butterfly effect, that would
Yeah.
like.
That's where I was telling you a little bit before we started this discussion that Peter Jackson did that They Shall Grow Old, or Thou Shalt, and it was World War One, II footage, and he cleaned it up really nice, and I think they dubbed some speak over, like, but it was really nice seeing a snapshot of live action of them
Of
talking
that
at that
time.
time
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
Real people, and some of their faces and stuff like that, when they saw the cameras, it was kind of astonishment and stuff like that. Some of
Yeah.
them weren't aware of that.
That's a very
world.
different world now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
oh,
world.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, and I mean,
I
that's something
don't
that Peter
like
Jackson.
it.
I think Jackson took a couple years to, or more than a few years, to put that together, to refine all the footage and stuff like that, because it's a documentary.
Jackson, I mean,
I'd love to see this in 4K.
yeah, I would love for it to actually be released in America. Like, you know, like I don't understand why it hasn't. I think it's got to be a rights issue.
It's a
or
rights
something.
issue, I'm sure.
Yeah.
To me, this is a movie I also would enjoy probably watching downgraded to like VHS and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or beta, because
If I had to, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that the novelty of both
Laserdisc.
there's benefits of both sides of that equation.
John Ward would, because you know he wants to watch like the worst Night of the Living Dead, like the
Right.
worst like possible version.
that
of
I
it,
understand.
You know, but I mean,
Because you don't want to see it too cleaned up.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my point. Is like, because if it gets too glossy, then it's like it's not what it
Then
was
everything
made.
looks faker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because like we noticed the guy, the monkey, and we're like, oh, that looks terrible now, but like back then, you know, probably on VHS it looked a lot better, you
Yeah,
know, or
because-
whatever,
Because it would be a little bit.
because it's
And
not high
blurry.
definition.
I would like to see both. I like a disc with both of versions, the Dead Alive version and the Brain Dead version on there.
But
Well-
if they do the Dead Live, then they got to make it like less, you know, more grainy and more, you know,
That's
whatever.
the VHS thing.
You know, yeah, I'd like that.
And I think that the extra scenes that was in this version, because we noticed a few times the coloring was obviously not.
Yeah, they
it
look
wasn't
like
as
the
cleaned up.
dailies.
And it was
Yeah.
like this is extra footage. This is extra footage, and
Yeah.
I don't have enough a frame of reference to know every scene by scene in this
No,
movie.
no.
Every time that changed colors,
Yeah,
that was,
Yeah.
I was
that was
like,
new
that looks
footage.
like something. In one of the scenes, I was like, he said something like being about pedophile or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
what was that?
Some of my best friends,
Friends
are
are
pedophiles.
pedophiles.
I was like, what was
We've
that?
said that
I was
many
like-
times.
I was like,
No,
that was a
no,
joke
no,
that
I
just
haven't.
completely I missed. Somehow there was something else going on.
So
Apparently,
you guys have said it. So that's not a newer part that they threw in. That's a
No,
I think
that's
that
a
was
new.
that was
That's
a
a
cut
new
scene.
one.
Yeah, that's a Brain Dead scene versus
It might not
Dead
have
Alive
been
scene.
Yeah,
allowed
because
in
it wasn't
the US
it wasn't
Right.
cleaned up like,
Right.
like
because
the rest of the film.
everyone here is a pedophile. So I didn't want to.
Well, it's okay now, apparently.
Oh yeah, it's all fine now.
not re- well. I mean, you know,
Horrible.
some people apparently believe it's okay. I don't know, whatever. Ugh, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I don't know.
Zombie Baby didn't have a problem.
Zombie Baby was running around causing mischief.
I
and
just
mayhem.
loved how he got bigger. Though. That just cracked me up when he started running. Sometimes and you could tell that he was like. Sometimes he was like
And
this. and
it's
sometimes
a
Sucking
shame
his own dick.
because
Oh, dear.
we all wanted poor Rita to survive, but then that's the box cover is poor Rita getting
That is.
hers.
I was wondering who that was on the
Yeah.
front. I was like, it's got to be Rita.
Yep.
'Cause that's not.
Lovely
Who
Rita
was
made her
Rita?
maid.
Paquita.
Yeah.
Oh, Paquita.
Yeah, it can't be Paquita because she's never. That never
But they,
happened.
you know,
Right.
like at one point they used to rip off somebody's like whole face
Oh,
off. And,
They
Yeah.
degloved.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it just went.
and then they put like a light in her mouth.
And
you know,
I was
They
going to
got
ask
hanging around the
you
wall.
because I know you've seen some shit as an EMT.
Yeah.
How realistic that some of that stuff looked versus some of the stuff you've seen in real life? Because I know you've seen some nasty
Well,
stuff.
I mean,
Well, some of it's over.
guts
the top,
are
but-
guts, but there's more blood in this than there is in reality. I mean, certain parts of the body are going to bleed a lot more. Head wounds bleed a lot more. Of course, you hit an artery, it's going to bleed a lot more. But someone can be shot 6 times and walk out to the ambulance, you know, which you don't see. You know, someone gets shot, they're always dead. Always dead. You know, where we would pick up a guy and they're like, oh, we'll have him come out. I'm like, have him come out? He was shot 6 times. 8. But he's coming out. I'm like, oh, shock is a good thing. I don't have to lift him if he's in shock. He can walk out. Wonderful. Come on out.
oh my god!
Well, some of the de-skinning and stuff like that was just completely over the
Wasn't-
top. But
Wasn't 50 Cent shot like I don't know how many times, and then
I
he still
think so,
survived?
yeah.
yeah, he's been
Like
shot.
he's been, you
Yeah.
know, like good God, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
and I did have a patient. She went through the windshield, so she had a complete facial degloving. So the face was down here.
Oh, Oh.
And
And she was alive?
well, I didn't think so.
Initially.
Coming up to it, and I'm like, oh, I got a peripheral pulse. Am I okay? Ah!
Did you really scream?
I screamed. It scared the crap out of me.
It's hilarious. That's almost a scene in a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Now I know in movies I've seen it like where they show somebody's like skin taken off of their face coming off. Is what they reflect in movies, is that kind of comparable, or was it just like blood is all you really saw?
Oh, I mean, it looked like Hellraiser.
Oh.
So you got all the red muscles and stuff like that, and it's seeping
Or the-
and plasma and
The
You've
skin
also-
from Mama.
You've
Yeah.
also seen
where she glued it
someone
back on.
cut in half for real.
cut in half with their guts coming up while they're trying to crawl up a hill.
You said you've
Like
seen that?
Mama's
Yeah.
skin coming off.
Did
and-
you hear that?
What?
Yeah,
Like,
the person was cut in half.
ugh.
And then when a lot of these things happen, you can get what's called compartment syndrome. So that's when your venous and everything is all shutting down, and that's all well and good up to a certain point, and then it's going to relax, and they're going to bleed out, and it'll be over. But this person's trails are down a hill. They were trying to climb up the hill, and they were only from like here up.
Oh, Jesus.
So
And
they,
again-
they play that in the movie. And it's like,
And again, you're trying to figure out how in the hell this is happening when their aorta is obviously emptied, but brain hasn't shut down and everything else is clamped and doesn't last very long, but it's enough to make you go, all right, I'm going to have nightmares about this
Yeah,
for
I
at
would
least
say
the
so.
rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's
See,
like-
now it's like scarred.
Oh
in
yeah,
your,
it is.
so stuff like this when you see it in the movie, because that happened a few times in this movie where
Oh,
there's
yeah.
somebody cut in half, and the one even ripped the head off and the head attacked, which
Yeah.
was like,
Oh yeah, the garden gnome.
yeah,
Yeah, I love the garden.
Oh,
The
yeah.
garden gnome where he's
Just
like,
stuck it in there.
and then when they pulled
The
it in,
nurse-
or he was going through the grinder or something,
Yeah.
started shooting blood out.
The nurse with the flip top head.
Yeah, you called it flip top. I was like,
Flip top.
They had a lot of fun with all the gags and all the stuff in this.
There used to be a toothpaste commercial, or maybe it was floss. It was something, and they're always like, you could get a flip top head.
I remember
You
hearing
remember that?
I remember that. Yeah.
Like Pez.
Like
It's
Pez,
a
yeah.
Pez.
It's a Pez. That's Nurse Pez.
That's
she's
funny.
the nurse Pez.
Nurse
Yeah.
Pez.
I liked her a lot because like there was a scene, and I think it was a cut scene or something, because it was her talking to him and she's giving him some like really nice like
Oh yeah, and we
You
thought
know.
she was gonna.
Encouragement.
encouragement, and then I thought he was like she was like,
She's
"Do you
like
want-"
gonna put moves on there.
yeah, or something, because remember we were all like, what is going on? Like
I'll
all
take
these
care of
things-
all the arrangements. Don't you worry about a thing.
There was no moves being placed by her because her heart and head and love was for the priest.
Oh,
Later-
that's right.
later on.
Yeah,
Later on.
Yeah, I know. But
later on, and that's how they have the baby,
That's zombie
No.
baby.
zombie
Oh,
baby.
dear.
So clearly they're taking some liberties with reality here.
Sure.
That's fine because it
I mean,
makes
it's
it
a
fun.
horror movie.
Well, yeah,
Reality
it's-
is
I don't think
whatever
there
you want
is
it
a-
to be.
When,
mean,
when,
right.
when Mom got all real big, and then they had the cut in the opening, and she was trying to get her son to climb back in, I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
It's
that
a
was
metaphor.
pretty gross.
Right back into her womb. He had to be
Last
rebirthed.
place I want to go.
And before he could stand up to her, he had to go through that rebirthing process.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it becomes this psychological metaphor of him unable to stand up and separate himself and defeat his mother until she pulls him back inside and he has to break free from the womb on his own, freed from her overpowering control.
And that's the difference between him and Bates, Norman Bates.
That's
Sure,
what we were-
Bates
that's what I was
couldn't
gonna
do
say.
it.
I was
He
like-
could never, yeah.
It was like
Well, he
Hitchcock
never
had that type
I
of
would
mom-
love to sit Hitchcock down
so-
and
so-
have him
So
watch
Hitchcock
this.
had that type of mom-son relationship. Peter Jackson had this type of mom-son reaction.
Well, I mean,
relationship.
and there was like very Norman Batesy type stuff. Like the house was like the house in Psycho, you
Yep.
know, or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just the difference was he didn't work at a motel or whatever. You
Hitchcock would have been Weinsteined by now.
Know? Oh God.
That's definitely true to that.
From
Yeah.
what I remember
Sadly,
hearing, that he had
unfortunately.
like he kind of like a was it a peephole in the
Yeah.
women's dressing
Yeah, he
room.
And I
was
mean,
sketchy.
sadly that he was like that, not sadly that he would have been punished for being like that.
Yes, that
No,
was
sadly he was like that. 'cause-
Sadly, he was like that.
He
like that.
treated Tippi Hedren pretty bad.
Pretty badly, yeah.
Yeah, and well, just because he didn't like her, because he didn't pick her. He wanted another actress, and then
Yeah.
she became the one, and she was just not happy or whatever. Which you don't. don't take it out on the poor girl. It's not her fault. But she's still sweet about it. She still says nice things.
And she came back in that ridiculous werewolf movie that we did with the dancing.
Well, she also came back in I think she was in a Birdemic. The director did his first movie before he did Birdemic. She was in it.
Nice.
We got to do that.
Who was the Robert Duvall's wife in Falling Down? Was that Tippi Hedren?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
No, it was one of the old child stars grown up, but I can't remember who that was.
Like Shirley Temple?
No. She became an ambassador of the UN.
Yeah, she would never done Falling Down.
No. She was gone by then.
Yeah, she
But I
turned her
can't-
back on
I
Hollywood.
know who you're talking about. It's like right there.
All the
It's like
horror she went through.
because Falling Down's always been like one of my favorites, and it's finally
She had
after all these
a drink
years.
named after her.
Yeah. Well, after all
And
these
now an
years.
alcoholic one.
Yeah.
After all these years, Falling Down's finally getting the love and appreciation, and also I see it now in a whole different way than I did 30 years ago
yeah.
because I'm now feeling more Michael Douglas than,
Oh, yeah.
than the viewer
I might
watching.
not be him, but I more and more understand
I
where he's
understand.
coming from.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
And
like,
if everyone
when I go
just
to-
get,
You
let
just
me
gotta
get to my
get your
daughter's
buzz
birthday
cut.
yeah,
party.
get the buzz cutting.
No one
Yeah.
will get hurt.
Yeah, it's like I get upset when I see a burger. I'm like, is that really what the picture is?
Right now, look at that picture. It's big, it's juicy, it's 3 inches thick.
What is
now look at this poor, sad, squashed thing.
Can somebody tell me what's wrong with this picture? And that
You're
little
right.
girl pokes at it. It's a great film. Anyway, that's probably for another. Another podcast.
We'll let you do that for
There
Film
you go.
Freaks.
There you
Yeah.
go. That is actually a Film Freaks type movie.
Oh, it
I think
is.
Now it's gotten the appreciation. But back with this one. So I think we've tied Jackson. I think he has the Raiders, Lucas, and stuff like that, or Spielberg. He has the Sam Raimi
Yeah.
with the Evil Dead, and he has I think there's some Hitchcock there and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, for
so
sure.
I
Three
think
Stooges.
Three Stooges.
Now
yeah,
I
so
want to
it's
see
like-
him do a cozy mystery in a little seaside town.
Isn't
No?
there
No.
there one? Isn't there like a?
It can end bloody. I'm fine with that.
He did after this. Didn't he do that Heaven movie or whatever?
And now Peter Jackson does Diane Mott Davidson's.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
right?
the one with the chick from Titanic.
From Titanic.
Oh.
Yeah,
Kate
Kate Winslet.
Winslet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heavenly,
Oh, yeah.
Heavenly Creatures.
Heavenly
Heavenly Creatures.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
did
never
Heavenly
saw
Creatures.
that.
And
That's
he
a
did,
good
he
one.
did the Lovely Bones.
Yep.
Lovely
I
Bones
never
was
saw
great.
them either.
And
And that's I think more like something in a seaside town,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I
Is
think
Morgan Freeman in that?
I don't think so.
I always think Morgan Freeman's in everything. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because I'm sorry, Morgan Freeman is God. That's what.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
right.
like, he's the voice of God.
he was got in Bruce Almighty.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Well,
So,
I think we've probably talked about this film enough. It's a great film. I highly recommend it. If you want a horror movie, if you want a comedy, if you want both wrapped up in one, this is your one. And this is definitely a hold my beer
And
kind of movie.
This definitely is. You went to the deli and you ordered your order of blood, but then you wanted blood on the side. That's this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got 8,000 sides on the side.
Yeah, that was probably a lot of the budget was
Yes.
blood.
Yeah.
And the sludge blood.
Blood and entrails and things like that. You know, you got that at a garage sale or something, right?
Is
Or
this a
whatever,
used
thrift
zombie
store.
No, I got when I visited Jen a couple years ago up in Fredericksburg, and we went to one of the
His eyes used to
Spirit
light
of
up.
Halloween
I think it's
stores.
for-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
If
just
he's-
the Spirit of Halloween.
If he's properly turned on.
Yeah, he's probably.
My eyes also light up when I'm properly turned on.
Yeah, turn them
Who
on.
remembers?
Oh yeah, I know where the
That sounded
secret
wrong.
button
Oh,
is.
that's low.
Oh, look at.
That's very low.
That's how we like our babies, zombified and creepy.
Well,
On that note.
On the zombie baby in this movie didn't sound anything like that. He was more funny.
He had that cry though at the end, or the sad one when he was defeated. He knew
Yeah.
he was done.
Yeah, it
That was
was
funny.
Me too.
What a sweetheart.
It's relatable.
Great film, great film. Shock your friends.
Go watch it now.
Go watch it.
And,
Go watch it, find it.
and on,
Don't-
and on next month's Film Freaks, it'll be a nice PG family feature. No, I'm kidding.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I don't think.
We're
it'll
not
be
doing
my pick.
We're not doing Lassie or Benji.
It'll be my pick, but it will not be
Evil
that.
laugh.
Vampire Benji. That would be awesome.
Vampire.
Vampire Penguin.
They haven't done a No, they did do a movie called Vampire Dog.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry,
did.
but it's like it's a family-friendly dog movie. You
No, we don't want
vampire
that.
movie. You don't want that. we want a dog like Cujo going around.
They also did Devil
They're
Dog, Hound
remaking
of Satan from the
Cujo.
70s.
I've seen stuff about that. I don't know if that's true.
I would be very happy if they did. not.
There's been a lot of AI going around, and this
you
bothers
know,
me.
I think you're right. It wasn't Cujo. It's the car.
Christine.
Christine, they're redoing.
Now, in real life,
Yeah.
I know that they're doing Carrie because
are they?
Mike Flanagan.
They're
is
doing a
it.
third version of it.
Mike Flanagan, and I
Yeah.
trust him.
Flanagan's good.
I trust in Flanagan.
Yeah,
So
Flanagan's good.
I think you'd like it
Midnight
when it
Mass
comes
and
out.
stuff like that. So
But it's a TV series too. It's gonna
Oh,
be.
see, that might be more interesting. You can get more involved and
You can kind of find out more about
Yeah.
the thing. So I'm interested in that.
sure.
But that's on another day.
Yep,
So we'll
yep.
talk about that some other time. Thank you guys for joining
Thanks
us
for joining
on
us.
Loose Freaks. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Gary, for coming all the way down
That's
to
right.
come hang out with us.
I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
I hate it there.
This is why he comes down and joins
Hire
us.
me in Virginia. Thank you.
Yes, please do.
And we
All
will
right.
see you on the next episode.
On the
Au
flip
revoir.
side,
Bye. Penis, 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 penis. Penis,
dear.
penis, penis. Penis, penis.
P.
This.
This is your movie, Paul, so you go.
Okay, so penis, penis, penis. No.
Let you get situated first. Am I in there?
We all are. There we go.
Penis.